What if I told you that your fear is not even yours? Not even your fear. So many people are scared to follow their passion. They're scared to follow a life that they really want to live. But it's like, is your fear even yours? Where did you come up with that fear? Where did you create that fear? For the longest time, I thought that I was scared to follow my passion. And then I realized that I'm not actually scared, but my family was scared for me. And they were so scared for me for such a long period of time, and they had the projection onto me for so long that I thought that I was scared when I wasn't really scared at all. I mean, there's probably some fears, but it's like most of them just evaporated when I realized that I don't have to believe in those fears. When I realized that those fears, first of all, aren't even mine, but then second of all, they don't have to define who I am. And so in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to tap into your own energy to manifest what you want. Because this is what blocks our manifestations. When we're disconnected from who we truly are. When we're disconnected from the source of who and what we truly are. The more that you can learn to tap into your own energetic frequency, your own energy field, this is going to allow you to manifest everything that you want at an accelerated rate, because you're not going to be invaded by other people's fears. Your energy body is not going to be invaded by the projections of others. And so in this video, I want to be sharing with you exactly how to do that. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell, because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. So the first thing I want you to understand is that your energy is your power. When you can learn to be so present to the moment that you can actually feel into your body to such a high level where you can actually notice that you have a particular and unique energy field where you're so connected to yourself that you can start to distinguish the difference between how you feel in your body naturally by default when you're just in your natural equilibrium, when you're just in your natural state of being, and then when the external world starts to actually invade that. It's like sometimes we don't have enough boundaries, and then people begin to enter our energetic space, and then we start to feel anxiety. We start to feel fear. Have you experienced that before? You're in the presence of somebody, and then you just start to feel anxiety. And then you think that's your anxiety, but I'm here to tell you that a lot of the times it may not even be yours. Your energy is literally your power. And the more that you can tap into your own energy, you'll actually start to notice that a lot of the fears that you thought you had, maybe you still have them. Look, we all have some fears within us, but you'll start to notice that these fears are not even something that we necessarily came up with to start with. Like, I used to be so scared to follow my passion, but then I realized that actually a lot of the fears that I had weren't even mine. It was actually my family being so scared for me that I thought it was mine. Like, my family had so much fear, and there was people around me in my life that had so much fear when it came to following certain paths in my life that I unconsciously assumed that that fear was mine. So if you're scared to follow your passion, if you're scared to follow a certain path, are you really? Are you really that scared? If you didn't have people projecting their fears onto you, would you still be scared? Like, it's a good question to ask yourself. Like, are you really scared to follow your passion? Really? Or just people around you scared for you? Think about that for a second, because I realized that I wasn't that scared. I wasn't as scared as I thought I was to follow my passion. And so understand that your energy is your power. Your energy is literally your power. And I want you to understand that your energy is actually your natural state of being. When you're completely aligned with your true self, when you're completely in alignment with who you truly are, you're going to start to notice that you just have this natural feeling of just peace, just contentness. Like you can actually be content on a consistent basis. Surprise, surprise, you can feel content and not feel anger, not feel resistance, not feel guilt for living the life that you want, not feel these negative emotions weighing you down. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that you're allowed to not feel guilty for wanting to live a life that you want? Who would have thought? But you see, when we try to follow the path that is leading to peace, we have people projecting their fears onto us. And then what happens is now their energy is invading your energy field. So I want you to understand that your energy is your power, and the way that you tap into your own energy to manifest what you want is, first of all, start understanding that people's frequency can affect you. It can affect you. If you think you're invincible, that's not true. You become invincible by not allowing people's energy to mess with your energy too much. Now, if you're super conscious, of course, you can literally transmute all that negativity into positive emotions. Of course, like once you get very good at being more aware, being more conscious, you're gonna get much better at that. But I want you to understand that we can start to become more conscious of how other people's energy actually impacts us, how other people's energy does affect us. Like if you're talking to somebody, I'll give you an example. A lot of people find this confusing. If you're talking to somebody and you start to feel all this anxiety in your body, listen to that. Trust your intuition. It's not a coincidence that when you talk to certain people, maybe you start to feel more anger, maybe you start to feel more anxiety, maybe you start to feel more fear. It's not a coincidence that maybe you have this passion to follow a certain path, you have a conversation with somebody, and then after the conversation, you're not as motivated. You're less motivated than when you started that conversation. Is that a coincidence? No, it's not a coincidence. There are no coincidences in this universe. There's a very particular reason that happened. It happened because their energy field affected your energy field. So I want you to start to be more conscious, be more aware of when people are actually affecting your energy. Like your energy is very sensitive. If you're actually conscious enough, if you're aware enough, you'll start to notice that when you go throughout your day, you can actually pick up on very subtle energies that are going to impact your vibration. And then so if you're scared to follow your path, just ask yourself this question: is this my fear? Or is this something I picked up on after having a conversation with somebody? You see what I'm saying? Like you might be confusing your own fears for other people's energy invading your energy field. And that's a lack of boundaries. That's all it is. It's a lack of boundaries. The more that I learn to create boundaries in my life and not allow people to enter my energetic space if I don't want them to, the more that I am in my power, the more confident I am to manifest the things that I want. Your ability to feel confident, to feel empowered, to feel peace, to feel connected to who you truly are. That's your natural state of being. Your natural state of being is to feel that connection to the source until we lose the boundaries. We let people into our space when we don't want them into our space. It's like you let somebody into your house, but you don't really want them in your house. Well, why did you invite them? We're inviting people into our energetic space. We have a lack of boundaries, And then what happens is that we feel drained, we feel anxiety, we feel like we're scared to follow our passion. And why is that happening? Because you're not tapped into your own energy. You've confused their fear for your fears because there's a lack of boundaries. And so when we can learn to actually have more boundaries in our life, to not allow people to enter our energetic space, some people are going to think you're being an asshole. Some people are going to think you're being rude. Some people are going to project their emotions onto you. But here's the thing. This is going to be huge. People's reactions to you being in your power is not your responsibility. It's not your responsibility to deal with other people's anger when you're in peace. If you do something that creates peace for you and that triggers somebody else, that's a good thing, because you're going to trigger their awakening. You're going to lead by example. When you're in your power, you give off a vibration that actually gives other people permission to be in their power as well. So I want you to understand that be conscious of how people are entering your energy field. And if you start to feel anxieties and you create a boundary either by leaving the situation or using your voice to communicate with respect as much as you can, that you need to be in your own space or whatever you got to say to that person. Sometimes you don't have to say anything. Sometimes you can just implicitly go on your way. That's a strategy that works. But sometimes we need to use our voice and speak those boundaries into existence. But here's the lesson. Don't be so quick to let people into your energetic space if you don't want them to be there. It's like, if somebody knocks on your door and you don't know the person, right? Just like imagine some random person. Are you just gonna let them into your house? Just like, hey, come in. Like, just, I don't know you, but just walk into my house, right? Just walk into my house. I don't know who you are, but don't worry about it. Just come on into my house. Like, it doesn't even matter. Would you do that? Would you let a stranger, imagine a person has a weird vibe. They have a really weird vibe, right? Some person knocks on your door, right? They have a super weird vibe and you're a little bit turned off. And then you invite them into your house and then you call up your friend after and you start complaining that actually somebody came into your house and you didn't know why. And then you tell the person that you invited them and it's like, well, like, dude, you invited the person into your house and you're confused on why they're in your house. That's kind of like what it means to have a lack of boundaries. Like, you're letting people's fears into your energy field and then you're confused why you're scared to follow your passion. You see what I'm saying? It's no surprise you're scared to follow your passion if you keep letting other people's opinions, other people's energy, other people's criticisms into your energy field. So have more boundaries. Learn to actually not let people into your energy. Learn to be conscious of when people are screwing with your energy. And the third thing I want to share with you in this video is learn to say no. If you don't want to do something, then say no. You don't have to say yes to everything. If somebody asks you to do something and you feel like it's going to drain your energy, but you feel like it's the right thing to do because maybe it's your family, or maybe it's a friend you've been hanging out with for a while, you feel like it's the right thing to do, but it drains your energy, you can still say no. But when we're conditioned to be in this pattern for so long, it's like we assume we don't have a choice. And this is the problem with empaths too, is they have such a big heart that they're afraid to say no. But learn to say no and learn to be in your own energy more. Learn to spend more time with yourself. Learn to spend more time in your own space. Find out who you truly are, not what people project on you and what they think you are. The more that I learned to spend time with myself and I started to say no to people, I started to unapologetically say, hey, I don't want to do this. I don't really feel like it, and I would just no, like nothing against the person, nothing against whatever it is that person wanted me to do. I don't have any particular examples that come to my mind right now, but it's like when I just learned to say no, my life got so much better. Like when I learned to create boundaries in my life, I felt so much peace. Like, I truly believe that when we have the right boundaries in place, when we have the right boundaries with our voice, and also just consciously going in a direction that is in alignment with our true selves, that a majority of the time we can just be peaceful. That's what I think. I think that a majority of the time it's our natural state to feel peace. And the only reason we don't is when we let people into our energetic field that we shouldn't. Not to say that you should or shouldn't do something. That's not my job here. It's to tell you to do something or not do something. But it's like, I just think that we sometimes can have more boundaries that will lead to a much better experience overall in life. At least that's how it worked for me. So what does it mean to really tap into your own energy at the core though, just to conclude this video? What it really means is you connecting to your true self. It's you connecting to who you truly are beyond the conditioning of who you think you are to such a high level that you begin to, like when you're in alignment with the source of who you are, you'll begin to feel a certain way in your body. You're connecting with your heart. You're connecting with your spirit. You're connecting with your soul. The way that you connect with your source, you begin to feel different as well, because you choose a path that's in alignment with you raising your frequency. But other people may not resonate with that frequency. Other people may not be in alignment with that frequency, right? And then so they get triggered, they start to criticize, they get fearful. And at that point, when they start to criticize you for following your own energy, for trusting your intuition, for trusting your heart, that's when you have two choices, just to close out this video. You have the choice of going deeper into your intuition and creating that boundary in whatever way you need to do, whether it's to do meditation or to say no, or maybe to even stay in a conversation, but use certain words to express that their energy is not going to go into your energy field. It's whatever you need to do to keep your vibration high. And the second option is you go back into their energy and you lose your power, you become scared, you begin to play victim even though you actually invited them into your energy field. Maybe you didn't do it on purpose, but when somebody has their energy in your energy, you can't play victim because you let them in. You can't get mad at the person for coming into your house when you opened the door and said, "Please come into my house." Can't get mad at him because you actually invited him in. So the two options are you invite the person into your energy field and you feel drained, or you actually say, "Hey, I don't know who you are, so you can't come into my house. I respect you, I have nothing against you, but I don't know who you are, so you can't come into my house." It's like, it's a boundary. It's a boundary. So learn to tap into your energy, learn to tap into who you truly are, learn to follow what brings you more peace unapologetically. And what you'll start to notice is that actually you'll start to feel that your natural state of being is peace. And then from that feeling of peace, you'll begin to manifest at an accelerated rate. And by the way, you're thinking, "Francis, but you didn't talk about manifestation in this video." All of these things that I mentioned will automatically align you with your dream life to manifest what you want. Because when your frequency is at that frequency of peace, you automatically start to manifest everything that you truly want. So everything that I said is going to automatically result in you manifesting more things in your life. So just create the boundaries, tap into a higher vibrational frequency of peace, and watch how magic and miracles start to happen in your life. So that's all I have for this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. And as always, have yourself a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.